Hi there, welcome back to Riders Retros. I'm Tom. I'm going to give you a rundown of the Subaru Cosworth project that we've been working on. Last time you saw it, I'm pretty sure there was an engine in. I wasn't here last time, but I've joined the team. We've put a roll cage in and we have fully stripped it out. All the electrics, everything you could possibly imagine has been stripped from the car to a bare shell. As I mentioned, we've got the caging, it's all tied in. Just come back from sandblasting as well, shock blasting. Still quite a lot of underseal and different bits. I've been taking it off today, as you can see by the floor, all the bits and pieces that's come off with the grinder. So yeah, getting back to a bare shell. Me and Steve have welded in and cut new arches to hold the front end tight. We've also done the same for the front chassis legs. We just need to box it in a bit more, add a bit more structure. On the sides we've also got a bit more tying in, like this arch. We've got that all welded in. It actually fits really nice. See, it's going onto a Ford from a Subaru. But yeah, we're starting to get some real strength back into the car. So at the moment we're just looking at different bits, like holes from the rust, which you can see after it's been shot blasted. There is actually quite a lot of damage that has come from the Subaru, with it being a UK car. It's quite a lot of salt, it's just rotted away basically. So those are all getting patched back in. We did one little bit at this side of the car, so the side of the chassis leg. We cut a section out and we've welded that back up. As you can see, that's all new, but got the same to do all down here, just little bits of holes that are just going to want cutting out. There's a bit in the strut tower as well, that's just going to want a piece cutting out and re-welding. So we're going to go through the car, underneath and wherever, stitching it all together basically. We'll finish the cage off, actually welding it to the chassis, and then it'll be ready for painting. So now we've got the car up in the air, you can see there is quite a lot of underseal still on the bottom of the car. Different bits that are harder to get to, like where we've lifted the car up. It'll need to be put on the spit, so I can get at those bits. But a lot of the car underneath and the metalwork looks okay where the underseal has been. Not too rusted, but anywhere where there's seams or spot welds, like the bottom of the sills, to do with like the chassis legs, bit of corrosion. Can't get away from that. It's just the car's age and the miles it's done, but it should clean up okay. Shouldn't be too much hassle for us to sort out. This was the bit I've been using today. It's like a wire wheel, heavy duty. Not too abrasive on the metal work, but it does get the underseal off. It's good because it doesn't mark, it doesn't go through the metal too much. So we're not weakening any parts of the car's shell. So the main areas, I'd say, where we've got some fairly serious problems. You see down here, this has been very important structural part of the chassis. It's part of the main leg, and there is a complete massive hole in the back of it. So we should be sheeting all that back up, and we're going to cut a lot of that out because chances are all of this is going to be pretty pretty weak now as well, so put a whole new sheet in there and down here, basically rebuilding most of the back chassis leg by the looks of it. For strength, you can see in here as well, it's not holes, but you can just tell that's just weaker, where it's been bubbling, you know, reacting from the rust. It's quite a lot of work to do at the back. But, we can get all that sorted out and we can get it painted, and yeah, we're back onto building the car up once again. So as you can see on the floor, this is all the running gear that we took off the Subaru. It's all going to want cleaning up. Most of it, we've got a cabinet to shot blast it, so it's not too bad to do by hand. But this is one of the front hubs, rear hubs actually, sorry, that came off, the actual knuckle, and it still looks pretty strong. There is quite a lot of rust, but that's just surface rust, so we stick that in the cabinet, that should come up okay. The actual bearings as such are going to want changing for new. That's going to want doing anyway. It's just good servicing to have them changed. The springs we're going to chuck out, sorry, the whole struts we're going to chuck out. It'll be getting some nice coilovers on it for our handling. Notice there are some upgrades, like these rear drop links. I believe they're rear. Yes. It's nice and strong, so we'll be keeping those for sure. Those can all get cleaned up. These will just get new ones off. These are your lower arms, lower suspension arms. As you can see, that one's actually had a snapped drop link. But yeah, those we can just change them. They're not too expensive to change. Brakes we can change for new, apart from calipers. I'm sure we can clean those up. Those should shot blast and we'll get them serviced. But those don't look too bad. I've actually already cleaned up some of the parts. These are the anti-roll bars. This came off the rear. That looked like everything else you can see here, and now we're back to something like. Might want a bit of shot blasting or just a bit more time from me on the edges here. The one that came off the front is actually uprated. This is a white line anti-roll bar, so it's race spec, which is brilliant. Means we won't have to buy another one of those. I'll have to get some stickers so you know what it is as well. Those are all the exhaust parts. That is a aftermarket downpipe, I'm pretty sure. Surely that isn't stock. That's fairly huge for stock, so that's always good to have. Steve did say actually about this part, the actual manifold, and this centre pipe here, I believe, or is it a downpipe or something? He said we're going to change the design of this because this is how the Subaru gets its boxer sound and the deep throbby sound you get from a Subaru. It's the way this goes across the front of the engine and then back up to the turbo at the back of the engine and out. So we're going to change that so it comes straight out up to the turbo in a better way and sounds more like the Ford. Apparently we don't want it to sound like a Subaru, so that's how that is. This is the steering column that came out. The Subaru steering wheel, still got the Momo one on. I've cleaned up a little bit of the steering rack, So that's looking a bit better. That's, I'm not sure if we're getting quick rack or different pinions or anything, because I'm sure the Subaru ones were fine. These are the drive shafts. I've cleaned these up quite significantly, so those are looking much better. What else have we got? It's going to want a new turbo. I don't know if you can see, it's going to be hard to show, but there's quite, if you can hear that, there's quite a lot of play in there, so that's going to want changing. I don't think it'll be any bigger. I think we're just going to keep it stock. Subaru engine's made quite a lot of power as it is, so I'm sure we won't have to change those. Stuff like the pedal boxes, those all look fine. Because obviously the carpet's going back in, so we're stripping the car out, so stuff like that might need to be painted black or whatever we need to do. But yeah, that's about it. I think you brought up to date, guys. Thanks for watching, guys. If you want to see more videos like this from us at Riders Retros, make sure you subscribe and like the video, and I'm sure we can do more. Leave a comment at what else you'd like to see. I'm sure there's some other projects you'd like to see around there. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you later.